All right, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Lopatcong Township for April 2nd, 2025. Please bow your head for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided indicating the time and place of the meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 by advertising a notice in the Star Ledger and the Express Times and by posting a copy in the Bulletin Board of Municipal Building. Roll call, Beth, please.
Yes, Councilman Valcarro.
Here.
Councilman Marinelli.
Here.
Councilman McQuaid.
Here.
Council President Polito.
Here.
Mayor Ray.
Here. Wade, would you summarize executive session, please?
Yeah, the council met in executive session where it discussed the following privileged matters: contractual DPW negotiations, personnel separation agreement, litigation, affordable housing update, attorney-client privilege, alleyway ownership. Minutes from the executive session will be released at such time as the council deems no public harm will come from it and no official action was taken. There is going to be two resolutions following the executive session. The first will be approval of a separation agreement for the zoning officer, Andrew Melendez. If you want to take that motion.
Sure. Can I have a motion and a second for that one, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, Councilman Valcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Ray.
Yes.
And there's going to be a resolution authorizing a settlement with New Jersey Builders Association on the affordable housing litigation. Just by way of background, there was a fourth round of affordable housing. The DCA's number for the township was 87. The township disputed that number with a number of 71 based on our planner's recommendations. According to the fourth round affordable housing settlement program, we met with retired Judge Miller and a settlement of 81 units was reached, and there's going to be a resolution authorizing that settlement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can we have a motion and a second for that resolution, please?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we'll do a roll call.
Councilman Valcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Ray.
Yes. Okay. We have a presentation by Wonder Power, New Jersey Community for Solar Energy Program.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay.
My name is Jake Fuller. I'm with Wonder Power, and we are a solar developer planning to build a 408 kilowatt rooftop community solar project on the prime self-storage site that's just across from Kohl's. As a first step of that, the Board of Public Utilities in New Jersey requires a letter of support from the mayor or council so that we can join the community solar program. So we're here to introduce ourselves, explain the project, and ask for your support to help us move forward. So this will be on the rooftop of the existing buildings there at Prime Storage, right out across from Kohl's. We're looking at about 700 of those panels. And this project will generate over 508 kilowatt hours of power per year. That's clean energy production locally. And as part of the community solar program, none of that power generated on site is consumed on site. It's actually exported to the grid. And we sign up subscribers to that program. And through the program, residents are guaranteed at least 20% savings on their current bills. And we're committed to subscribe at least half of low to moderate income subscribers. So those benefits, energy burden reduction, will go to those who need it the most. We will be working with all the authorities to make sure our project is built to the highest standards of quality and to the wishes of the community as well. Do you have any questions for me or anything?
Do you have anything?
I have a quick question.
Sure. Yeah, guys.
Matter of procedure, I guess.
Councilman Marinelli just pointed out that that lot, we looked up the address, that lot is in Greenwich Township, it appears.
I think there's a small portion.
Is there a small portion of Lopatcong?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
part of it.
It's right on the line. and
Right.
we-
That's what we
been
weren't
kind of-
sure.
Yeah, neither were we.
Very-
We don't want to make sure you're not at the wrong place.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's happened before.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That was the only
I
question.
don't remember being in there.
No.
So you mentioned that 20% savings
Yes.
for the Lopat residents?
Correct. Well, it goes to any of JCP&L customers, but we'll target this community first because it's close by.
What about residents that have solar panels already?
That's would be outside of this. I think it would be, it's a separate program that they
Right.
opt into, so they have the chance to opt into it. And we'll go through the list. We usually do joint community events, knock doors, door to door, but it's a completely separate program from what they'd have in terms of net metering at their own home.
Because this summit is in anticipation, JCP&L is going to raise their rates,
Mhm.
I think from around 10 to 15%?
Correct.
19%?
Yes.
So this can be a wash
Sure.
for those who
Sure.
qualify.
Correct, yeah. The way that we're able to provide savings is, we only have to power the subscribers of the system, while JCP&L has to provide power to everybody. So they have so many transmission and distribution costs. We do not have those, so we're able to offer 20%. So yes, we can be a great hedge against increasing prices. But obviously, this is completely separate from their retail structure that in terms of pricing.
So if this does happen, when are you in full operation?
So our plan is to start
What's the time
construction. Sure, that's a very good question. It depends on the permitting and interconnection. Right now, we have our preliminary designs. We're working on our interconnection application with JCP&L, but we're hoping to start construction in the summer, and we should be operational before the end of the year.
And you just need a letter from us?
Correct. This is very early days. Just the first, I can provide an example. We've gotten letters from, we're working with Prime across their portfolio. And in New Jersey, we've gotten letters from Fairlawn, Bordentown, Roxbury. I can provide you an example of one of these letters, but it's a general letter of support. Both the BPU and we know like things may change slightly in terms of our design once we go through the permitting process. But this is generally like LOPAC is ready to support this project and have community solar in their township.
Do we vote on it now, or do we just?
Yeah, I guess you should vote to authorize the letter.
All right, you guys want to vote and let me know if you want it? and we'll
This is
give it-
strictly on the roofs?
Yes.
And it's flat, right? You don't see it.
It's slightly, it's like those classic self-storage where there's a bit of a tilt, and you may see it from the road, but it's very flush, the mounting, so it's not really an eyesore.
You want to take a roll call on that, Beth? or-
This is going to give the motion in a second.
I'll do the motion.
Second.
Okay. Councilman Belcarro?
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. All right. If you give her like a copy of one and then she'll.
I have one.
Oh, do you have one? All right, you're good.
Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment, agenda items only. Yes. Seeing none. Old business, minutes, approve executive and regular sessions from March 5th, 2025. Need a motion in a second.
Motion? Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Belcarro?
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. Okay, number 2, ordinance number 2025-04, second reading and public hearing authorizing and approving the application for a tax exemption and the execution and delivery of a financial agreement between the Township of Lopatcong and the Cubes at US 22 Sub 1 Urban Renewal LLC for a redevelopment project on property designated as Block 102, lots 9.01 and 9.03 pursuant to a long-term tax exemption law. Can I have a motion second to hold a public meeting?
Motion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Comments from the public? Mr. Bruce?
Bob Bruce, Harwich Road. I wanted to speak about the tax implications of the pilot programs, payment in lieu of taxes that you're considering. It's important to understand that the bottom line is this. When you guys reach an agreement with a developer for a pilot program, you don't fully fund the tax distribution formula that's outlined for our tax base. You're basically raising our taxes 100%. If you don't fully fund the tax distribution formula that you have on your website, I have it in my bag, 56% is the big red one. When the town keeps 95% of the taxes collected from this pilot you're considering, and the business is not paying its fair share of taxes like everyone else in Lopatcong does, the citizens of Lopatcong are losing. We're losing out on tax revenue. The municipality and this council will alone get to determine where to spend the 95% of the pilot taxes you collect, rather than following the tax distribution formula clearly outlined on your website, which we all pay. As stated at the last meeting, should the town enter into this pilot, 5% goes to the county, and then 95% goes to you. According to the breakdown on your website, 20% is local municipal, 1% municipal open space, 23% county library open space, and 56% school. Should this council adopt this pilot agreement, all other areas that I just detailed are not going to receive their fair share of tax revenue. The bottom line is the schools are 56% of our tax pie. Collecting the pilot and then undercutting that 56% share to the schools leaves the schools without the tax revenue that could help to fund their budgets. There's no reason for you guys to enter into a pilot agreement. This land is being developed, it's desired, and the purpose of pilot is being manipulated to the detriment of the taxpayers. It's benefiting the developer. If the town council decides to enter into a pilot, they must at least make sure that the tax distribution is fairly divided as outlined on your website, giving the schools at least the 56% you are entitled to. With that, I ask that you vote this down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Anyone else? Mr. Henderson?
John Ketchison, 38 Jade Lane. Pilot, as Bob said, is often offered as an enticement for a developer to build on a lot that's otherwise would not be developed. However, no enticement is needed to redevelop the Peaburg Mall. According to the testimony of the expert hired by the township to evaluate the property for pilot, the developer already has multiple tenants lined up and is eager to build this warehouse. But the council is considering pilot anyway, a move that will hugely benefit the council, but not so much the taxpayers of Lopatcong. Under pilot, the township will receive 95% of the negotiated payment, while the schools get nothing. The school tax accounts for 56% of our property tax bill, yet the pilot will do nothing to alleviate this burden on taxpayers. During his presentation, this expert stated the warehouse will not put a burden on the schools and therefore should not pay school taxes. I'd point out there are many residents in Lopatcong who do not have children in the school district, and many, including myself, who have never had children in the school district and have never put a burden on the schools. It sure would be nice to get that same consideration. In past meetings, this council has claimed people are leaving Lopatcong because they can't afford the taxes, and the council is willing to allow any industry into our area as long as it helps hold down taxes. The council blames the schools for high property taxes. It's disingenuous to blame the schools for the high taxes the council claims are chasing people out of Lopatcong, then pass an ordinance that would withhold money from this majority portion of our tax bill. You are not hurting the schools, pilot or not, they're going to be funded. However, you are not providing taxpayers with the relief you claim they need, and I know they deserve. The council invited, via ordinance, this warehouse into our township, knowing full well the negative impacts associated with it. Taxpayers have to deal with increased traffic, crashes, pollution, garbage, pee bottles that dot our roadways. The council could at least provide taxpayers with some kind of tax relief. Pilot will enable the council to gleefully say they've held down taxes, squander money on things like an $18 million park, while pointing at the school and blaming them for high taxes. It's too bad the schools don't have any say in this matter.
I know how you're probably going to vote, and I know it's going to be a unanimous vote. It always is. Still, I urge you to do the right thing, vote no, and make the property owner pay property taxes like everyone else, so that taxpayers can get some relief from the overall tax bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Betts?
John Betts, Brakely Gardens. I agree in the affirmative with Mr. Bruce and Sir John.
All right, anyone else? Donna?
I also agree with what everyone else is saying. It's just, sure, sorry, Donna Schneider, 26 Meadowview. I think the schools should get some share of that. I know that this council has always said that blame the schools for your taxes, blame the schools for your taxes, and they shouldn't be blamed, they should be helped. And that's the only way that I think you guys should go, is to help them with their taxes and help all of us with our taxes instead of giving the help to the pilot program and whoever is moving into those buildings. So, thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none?
I have a question. It's about speak to the Board of Ed people. What percentage of the 56% property taxes that goes to the school are salaries and pensions?
I really don't think they can answer that now.
I don't have the budget sitting in front of me, though. I'm not sure who you're asking.
Because I want to know, how is this going to help the school? Is it going to help the salaries and pensions? Because the way I understand it, 80 to 90%, 56% is salaries and pensions. So how much is really going to help the children as opposed to helping the teachers?
They tip the children, and they have to be paid. Pensions are paid by the teachers.
This past year, the school passed a 5.5% increase in taxes, correct? Was it 5.5% increase,
I wasn't at the last meeting.
right? That's what the school
Our budget
raised.
presentation is coming up,
Right.
so you're welcome to come to that
Okay,
meeting.
the point I'm getting to, we spend the most money on education in the world, and we're ranked 40th. Our kids, from what I understand, less than 50% of the students in Lopat, and it's even worse at the high school, is proficient in reading
Absolutely
and
not.
math.
Lopatcong performs very well. Matter of fact, that was written in the newspaper last year.
Our middle school is the highest ranked school in this county.
In the county, right, compared to,
Information.
But that's
But-
better because you're.
All right, guys.
No, no.
Not the school.
I'm speaking, okay? The point I'm making is, I don't feel I should reward failure. So if Lopatcong did the best in the county, what does it say for the rest of the county?
Your point isn't even significant.
It is, because you're asking me to vote, right, for more funds for the school. See, the thing is, it's never enough for the public schools. It's never enough. Whether the state gives.
Vote it down and let it be taxed like every other property in the township, sir.
They wouldn't get more money, they would alleviate the tax burden on the rest of the taxpayers.
But the school will still raise taxes. Even though
They're gonna raise
the,
taxes anyway, and that's gonna be even more of a burden on the taxpayers. You guys are
I'm-
taking all this money.
I don't believe that to be true.
All right, John, you had your time to talk, right? I know.
I don't believe that to be
I don't
true.
think it's really fair to ask the board right now because they're not here
Not
as a
in
group.
session, you're
All right.
asking.
No,
You know,
You're representing the board.
and,
Yeah,
you know,
we're
and
citizens,
I don't
not
think it's
board
right.
members.
All right?
well, since you guys are here, I figure you may have some answers that you can enlighten me, that maybe the public don't know. So like, basically,
It would be great, I think, if you wanted to invite our superintendent to a meeting that can answer that, or the president, if the board gives him the right to kind of speak for the board. None of us as individuals can speak for the Board of Ed.
okay, that's fair enough.
Motion
We
to
have
delay the
ethics
vote.
that we sign for that.
Delay the vote, have the meeting.
All right. I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance.
Motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call vote. Councilman Belcarro,
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli,
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid,
Yes.
Council President Polito,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. New business, the municipal budget for 2025 introduction. John, going to talk about it, that's or?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry, I was checking.
Sorry.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, you have before you the introduction of the 2025 budget. The budget is compliant with both the appropriation cap and the tax levy cap, so you are good to introduce the budget tonight. As it stands, the budget is a penny, 1.2 cents higher than it was last year to the local tax rate. What that means to an average local home assessed at $231,000 is a $29 increase for the year, or $2.39 per month. I see that you have later on in your consent agenda, you have the self-examination resolution. It's important to pass this because 2 out of every 3 years you get to review your own budget, which means your CFO is reviewing the budget. Your budget's already been through 2 partner reviews at my firm, and it's fine. So if you do that, we'll take care of that and upload everything tomorrow as long as we have the votes. If you have the votes tonight to introduce, adoption will be May 7th, at which time the public can ask questions about the budget and we can have the hearing on the budget then. I don't have specific line item details, so if you ask me anything now, I'm going to defer to your CFO when she's back.
Anybody have anything for John, no otherwise?
No.
Thank you. So then we need a motion and a second to, and then I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes. Councilman Belcarro,
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli,
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid,
Yes.
Council President Polito,
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. Ordinance number 2, 2025-05. This will be the first reading, bond ordinance providing a appropriation for $2,276,103 for acquisition of a ladder truck in and by the Township of Lopatcong in the County of Warren, New Jersey, authorizing the issuance of $2,162,293 in bonds or notes of the Township of Lopatcong for financing part of this appropriation. Before we take a motion and second, Jim, you want to come up and give a few details on this?
All right, so my name is Jim Marinelli. I'm the Assistant Chief at Delaware Park Fire Company in Lopatcong. So originally, January 17th, 2024, we made the initial presentation for the needing to replace our current ladder truck with which is a 2,400-foot rear mount ladder. We would be looking to replace this with a 2026 Pierce mid-mount tower ladder, which is at the price of $2,276,103. With the at this time 21-year-old truck, we have had current issues with it, and we are using a lot of our budget right now to make these fixes and Band-Aids on the truck to try to make it last. We've had multiple electrical issues with it, ladder issues, outrigger issues. There's a long list of issues with the current ladder. In the Township of Lopatcong, we see the definite need for a ladder in the Township of Lopatcong with the multiple now 4-story buildings being built. We have a 4-story 55 and older built in Autumn Ridge. We have multiple nursing homes, multiple warehouses already in the town and more being constructed. So I mean, if anyone from the council has any questions for me, I'd be happily to answer anything I can. if there is anything else in detail we need right now. Right now, we're looking at, with the process of us getting a custom stock to build unit, we are looking at a 13 to 15 month delivery time, which is able to be a little bit different than the original 42 to 46 month delivery time. And it will also save the town a significant amount of money being able to get this stock unit, which we are still able to customize to our needs in this town.
How much down deposit is required
There's no money due until the date of delivery.
for the contract?
Yes. No, not a dime is due to Pierce Manufacturing until the date of delivery.
And that'll be sometime in 2020.
Right now, if we are able to get this stock custom to build, 13 to 15 months. So we're looking probably, with how production is, and you never really know, probably sometime end of 2026.
Okay.
Middle to the end of 2026, which could give or take. No one really knows how today's world is with delivery and stuff.
And we had to wait till we did the ordinance today, resolution today, because we couldn't give them a purchase order prior to getting this approved.
Yes,
That's
so-
why this is here now, that's what.
And we were able to talk with them to kind of be able to lock in a price that we have that is good until May, when it should have, at the price we had originally was good until April 30th. May 1st, it would have went up, which would have increased significantly due to now there is metal tariffs. The 2027 engines just came out, which is a whole new, more emissions and the metal tariffs in the whole world, which would have been a significant increase, but they were able to extend the price for us until May 15th, given that 2 weeks. So they were able to save the town a significant amount of money and work with us to be able to see us getting this done.
And I gotta give the department chief, past chief of the Ford, they really did a good job getting this. They cut corners, they seen what we did. Roxbury brought a truck down last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday we had Roxbury.
Put it in the bay, made sure it fit, and we used it. We took it out to Sycamore Landing, brought it up, see how fast it goes up, saved people. They did a great job, and I'd recommend we make this motion.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to thank the Township Truck Committee for working with us. You guys have met with us multiple times, being able to talk back and forth, especially with Eric, which is our salesman from Fire and Safety Services in South Plainfield, and being able to work with us, meet with us whenever we had to be able to try to get this done.
All right, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. All right. So we need a motion second. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Belcarro,
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Wright.
Yes. Number 3, ordinance number 20-25-06. First reading to adopt a revision and codification of the ordinance of the Township of Lopatcong. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
I'll second that. Roll call, please.
Yes, Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Wright.
Yes. Number 4, ordinance number 2025-07. First reading to amend Chapter 243 entitled Zoning and Land Use to amend definition of alley. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Wright.
Yes. Consent agenda items 1 through 14. Motion and second, please, to approve them. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Councilman Belcarro.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Wright.
Yes. Council reports. Rich?
Don't have anything for reports. I'm going to defer to Councilman Marinelli for something important that he's going to mention.
Lou?
No report.
Jim? Scott, I mean?
Just this last week, our longtime records clerk for the police department passed away, Shirley Emery.
Just want everybody to know that. She did a great job, and today she was laid to rest.
Anything else? That's it? Jim?
Okay, the town Easter egg hunt scheduled for April 12th, rain date April 19th. Earth Day cleanup is April 26th. And the Lopatcong Athletic Association, I'd like to schedule a meeting with them to go over the agreement. The 501c3 status was reinstated. And that's all.
All right. The other thing I have, we're still fielding a lot of interest on the, what we call the bowling alley, the field there off of Bellevue, alongside, off of Bellevue Road, alongside of Bellevue. People that want to put stuff in there is not that great in my mind. We've had anything from solar fields again to a slaughterhouse and a few other things, and it just would not be good in between two pieces of property with houses on both sides. So I'm praying it doesn't come to fruition and we don't have to worry about that. But again, great job with the truck guys, and I want to thank everybody for all the hard work on that. And that's all I have. Engineers report?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. To give the council an update, the Fox Farm, of course, multiple things going on in the township. The Fox Farm Road storm damage repairs has been ongoing. Coordination with FEMA and now with the DEP will be involved. We currently completed our survey of the project limits, and we'll be working with the DEP to prepare a concept plan for the work so that we can pursue permits on the project, ultimately for construction of repairs on the roadway. Next item, the Sallyport project, as the council probably recalls, the bids that we received were rejected, and the project is currently out for rebid. We'll be opening bids this month ahead of the May meeting, so hopefully we can see some more favorable bid results. Certainly, we'll be meeting with the contractors again before the bid and the pre-bid meeting, so hopefully we can clarify some questions they might have that resulted in the bids being high the last time. Next, the pool demolition. The demolition is well underway. It's been going on for about a week now. The kiddie pool, 50% of the main pool approximately. A lot of the pool decking has been removed already, and the concrete structure of the old pool is also being removed in its entirety. I have a meeting this Friday with the demolition contractor and some other staff members to review the demolition of the pool house, which will be next once the pool itself is removed. Next, just to give an update on the park improvement plan preparation. We had a 90% design meeting on March 27th last week, and we went through the pool design. There were some comments that we received related to the design of the pool and various uses that are being envisioned in the complex and the facility. So those plans are being now finalized and integrated into the design, as well as the designs of all the other sort of improvements throughout the facility. Those are being finalized now, as well as are on schedule. The pickleball courts, there were some revisions that we needed to make. We finished those plan revisions for the courts to incorporate some of the development of the park, other park improvements, including the pool. So that's all been finalized, sent over to the contractor. So I hope we can have a pre-construction meeting. I'll be talking to him tomorrow, setting up a pre-construction meeting so we can get started on the construction of the pickleball courts in the next couple of weeks here. So that'll sort of probably start up right as the pool demolition is wrapping up. On our DOT project, the grant-funded project this year is the Stonehenge Drive. That design has been completed. There's some minor revisions we need to make before we send it to DOT. We expect that'll be going out to bid. Certainly, as long as DOT doesn't take a few months here to review it, hopefully that construction can begin in the summer and we can get that done before school opens for the fall. The next project's been ongoing and it has taken a while. The contractor last year did not come out to do the work on Jade Lane. We had completed the sidewalk improvements and drainage and manhole improvements out there, but the paving contractor we kept falling down their schedule. So now we have a meeting with them on Monday, now that this year's construction season is starting. So we're hoping that Jade Lane gets done here early in the construction season. We'll have more details after our meeting on Monday with them. Let's see. And that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Okay, police report, chief.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Good evening. So the traffic report for the month of March I have. Police Department had a total of 263 motor vehicle stops during the month. And of those stopped, 43% of the drivers were issued traffic citations. Of those issued a traffic citation, 51% of those were overweight vehicles. And again, we were able to dedicate an additional 68 hours of patrols towards that effort. Beginning this month in April, we will have a dedicated patrol specifically for that task for traffic in the township. So hopefully we can keep chipping away at this and making a good dent in it. Also, for this month, we're going to be using drunk driving enforcement funds to put extra patrols on our roadways for DUI enforcement. Now that the weather's getting a little bit nicer and we're seeing more traffic out on the roadways, and hopefully we can make a dent in keeping our roadways a little bit safer in that regard as well. And then I would just like to reiterate the passing of our longtime records clerk in the police department. We're all saddened by her passing. She was a big part of the police department for I think 17, 18 years during her employment here. So she'll be sorely missed. And that's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, chief.
Thank you.
DPW, Brian?
Yeah, I just want to give you a little bit of rundown of what's been going on. All your roads have been swept probably 3 times. I mean, real nice. We try to go back after every storm and hit every storm drain, taking a lot of stuff off the roads. All right. The other thing is it's ball field time and all that. All right. Every field has been turned over. In the park has been turned over for maintenance for everything for the Lopatcong Athletic Association. All right. We will maintain the ones out because of the equipment moving out here. All right. So they're responsible out there. If they need help, we'll help them. All right. The kids will be playing as best we can. We finally got our infield mix. We got about half of it today. All right. We can't get up on the equipment on the field yet, the heavy equipment. All right. To carry the infield mix in, there's 58 ton of it coming. All right. So it'll be put over, 7 fields, whatever it is there. All right. 9 fields. There's 9 baseball fields. All right. So it isn't really a lot when you really start looking about it. All right. And the other thing is we laid out that the automatic line maker, all right, layout for the soccer fields and the football fields and all that. We laid out every line from soccer to baseball, softball. We laid out the first 2 football fields. We have to literally lay them out, and then once you're in the program, you're done. You'll just basically move and you know what I mean, or they have to be put in first. So you're going to see some fields up there. You're going to go, why are we painting football fields? All right, and that's why, because they got to be custom made because of the size of our field and different things. They don't meet the big playoff fields and stuff. So, but it's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of money. All right, just to give you an idea, it took us probably 4 hours to figure out the fields and all the measurements and all that stuff on the first practice football field, but it painted it in 12 minutes. All right, so right now that means I can go up there now, put that machine there, and in 12 minutes that field will be painted. All right, so it's not hours, and it's not cleaning a machine. It takes about 3-4 minutes to clean that machine. So it's called a Tiny Tinks robot, runs itself off the satellites. So thank you for that. It'll be a good blessing all the way around. all right? It'll save us a lot of paint because we're not gonna have to paint the football field, main football field. Like let's say you had a game and then there was 2-3 weeks down the road, we have to paint that every week to maintain it before. We would have to line it all again with strings. Now I can go in there, I can wipe it completely out, go away, and I can go in there and go paint it, and it'll go paint it. All right, so it's a little bit more money for the paint, but because of the volume that you're not going to be painting, you've saved a lot of money. So that's a good thing. We're starting to work on our curbings. All right, that's going to be happening next week out on like peddlers and all that. The curbing is starting to go bad, the stone and all that. So we're rebuilding that and putting that back in place. And I think there's almost 80 yards of it. All right, that's going to be redone and put back in place. All right, so then I'll go figure some more out and we'll go on to that side of the fence. So all the storm drains have been done for the year, meaning when I say that, I'm talking about cleaning for the storm water. All right, because of the weather, it wasn't snow, it was more ice and stuff, so we had more time to get out and do that side of the fence of it. So we're ahead on that side a little bit. So right now it's just basically we're going to get ready for Easter. All right, this week we will be getting the pavilion. All the boats are out of the pavilion. Everything's ready to go. All right, so that's where our future's going.
All right, thanks, Brian. Fire Chief. Chief Lola, you have anything?
Yes, sir. Mayor Council. Keep it brief for you. So this is going back to February. In February, we had a total of 19 emergency calls for the fire department. As I mentioned last meeting, 2 of those were those serious structure fires that we had. Right now, in the past month, the department's been very busy. We've been training a lot together, which is very beneficial to everybody. So residents might see us around town. They do see the fire department. Most of it's, it's a lot of activity. It might just be drilling like we did a master stream drill, relay pumping at the middle school, practicing stretching large diameter hose lines. It was a benefit to the entire department. So you might see that, not to get alarmed, but a lot of times if you don't see any smoke or you don't see any fire, it's probably just us drilling and training, keeping proficient in our skills. Present time, we're also working, I spoke to the mayor regarding this, is a preliminarily with the surrounding departments. We're looking to do a regional grant to replace our radios. The county has upgraded their radio system, and we are required to upgrade those as well. This affects all the emergency services in the county. So we're at this time looking to do a regional grant. Alpha is willing to host that grant, and the surrounding departments right now, Harmony, Greenwich, Powhatan, Alpha, Phillipsburg, and ourselves are looking to share in the cost of that grant so we can apply to that and hopefully cost the full cost to replace all the radios that we need to replace. And this comes out through the 800 megahertz and going digital. This is the way the radios are going. The radios we presently have, Motorola, they're all Motorola radios that were previously purchased by a grant by the county. Those radios can no longer be updated. Motorola, they've gone through their shelf life. It's like when you have a computer that's running Windows XP, Microsoft says, sorry, we're not doing any more upgrades to those radios. So that's where we are at present time. And we also have 2 recruits in the fire academy presently. I'm one of the instructors up there at the academy. They've been doing a great job. So they're approaching the end of the firefighter 1. So hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have them fully certified firefighters. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
Chief, just one question. The county's not giving any money towards the radios?
No, sir.
I know they're giving some towards the law enforcement side.
Yeah, nothing for, as of right now, they're doing the cost of the upgrades for the county side of it, but nothing, the local side is going to have to be borne by the localities themselves. So unfortunately, that's what the last update was from the county that we got at the last county chiefs meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thanks, Chief. EMS, anyone here from EMS? No. One note for the EMS, after buying the squad building, there was an old squad in there. I don't know what year, do you guys know what year that was? That was sitting there Chief, do you know, or Lou?
I believe it was in 2003.
2003. It ran and all that, so we donated it to the Phillipsburg squad, and they're going to do some work on it, re-sign it, and hopefully we'll see it on the road for them. So they're very happy with that. Robin Chatry, you have anything?
The only thing actually I have to report this month is Arbor Day is coming, and this year we're going to be planting a ginkgo tree at the middle school. So they're very excited about that, and they say thank you very much. So we're going to be doing it with the green team on Arbor Day, which is the last Friday of April. And of course, we are working with Jim on the community cleanup day as well. Okay, thank you.
Flyer.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, approval of department reports. A motion and second, please.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of bills. A motion and second.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Beltrano.
Yes.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman Quaid.
Yes.
Council President Polito.
Yes.
Mayor Ryan.
Yes. Public comment, 3 minutes. Mr. Betts.
This is not something which I really want to say, but you say it. You've just passed that long-term taxes, do the long-term tax exemption law for that ordinance pertaining to that development, the redevelopment project, all right? In the same breath, you've taken taxes away, in a way. In the next breath, you say you're going to need a 2 million plus ladder truck, and they need that ladder truck payable by the community taxpayers. Then you authorize a temporary capital budget before the second reading. At the same time, it's stated the county is going to bear the brunt of some of the expenditures. The county gets all of its tax dollars, most of its tax dollars, most of its money that it deals with is from the towns, to the tune of 25% of town tax levies. And I think that the businesses should have been bearing the brunt of this in taxes on their buildings and taxes on their properties to some greater extent, because they are the ones benefiting by lower insurance rates on their buildings, because there are fire trucks that will fight fires at their buildings, which they have caused their buildings to be there. And that's enough of that negative stuff. But in the same respects, we'll take it over to public education. You, in my estimation, in the state of New Jersey, have one of the best public education school systems in the nation for our public schools here in Lopatcong Township and over in Phillipsburg. And the education that the kids get here is superb. And I think that the people that work in the schools should be respected and commended as such. And it is important to realize what you have in your school system here. And it is important to realize that it should be supported. And it should be supported by businesses also, not just giving businesses all the breaks, giving the insurance companies all the money that the businesses pay the insurance companies, and so on and so forth. So remember the power of your school system. It's not one of the worst 50 or whatever you were speaking of. It's one of the top ones in the nation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Betts. Anyone else? Good.
Bob Bruce, Harwich Road. I wanted to comment again on our share of the tractor trailer fines that are being levied. I did that last month. I want to reiterate that we bear the entire cost of policing all of the tractor trailers that come down Route 80, not the county. I asked that this council, which contributed to the warehouses that are built here that are causing this problem, to get ahead and share some of that traffic fine money from the county. I suggest you form a subcommittee or just whatever it is that you guys do in whatever form you come to decisions, pass a resolution and submit it to the county request that they share more of the money that they receive with this township, that they receive because of this township. I believe we're the only township incurring additional enforcement costs, adding officers, as we learned, and we deserve a fair share. Please go get it. Please do something about it. I'd like to look forward to seeing a resolution in that respect next month. I'm disappointed, not surprised at the unanimous approval of the pilot. Mr. Baldwin, could this council legally have put off this vote tonight?
It's in their discretion to do what they want.
Okay, so I'll take that as a yes. Mr. Belcarra, I suggest you avail yourself of the suggestion made here tonight that you attend Board of Education meetings and maybe more importantly, liaison with the Board of Education president so that this information may be stopped before it spreads. We, the taxpayers, need this council and our Board of Education, both of which we fund, to get on the same page with the same facts. John Betts, kudos to what you said about New Jersey. My son went to Lopat. My son went to Peaburg. My son got a full college education as a result of that education that he received. Teachers are great.
Mr. Betts, I'm sorry, Mr. Ruth, just clarify, the state gets most of that fine. It's not the county, and it's by law. We don't have a choice in the matter.
Okay, well.
I wish we could. I wish it all came here.
Okay, well, I understand that the county, if I'm not.
Well, they get some too. Absolutely, they get more than us too.
More than we do?
Yeah, we can't do nothing about it.
Okay, but you can do something by passing a resolution and asking the county to give up some of the money that they're not paying to enforce. They're receiving free money.
Good luck with that one.
I'm asking you.
No, I'm just saying though.
Because you
Good luck with us, I'm saying.
Tell us that.
Excuse me, sir, you spoke.
Anyone else? Donna?
Nothing, all the boys are here.
I just have to ask the question about the bowling alley property. Can you explain to me how a slaughterhouse or any of that can go in there when it's zoned residential, and the only way for them to do that is to get a D variance with a unanimous decision from the zoning board?
That's what comes to us. Somebody wanted to put a pot farm in there, outside pot farm. I mean, that's what we're getting. That's the kind of stuff we're getting.
But it's residential.
We didn't say it was going in.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
I'm
what's
sorry?
coming at us.
I said, we didn't say it was going in, this is
No,
what was brought.
that's what's coming at us.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they even try to apply when it's zoned residential. I guess anybody can put an application in for anything, but,
But they haven't put an application in, they're just inquiring.
Yeah, we don't have any applications before.
But it's just nuts.
there's no applications before you.
No.
So how are you finding out
They're
that,
calling us and they're asking to sit down and have meetings with me, and
okay,
They're just ideas what some people come up with.
but, something could go in there nice, but I don't know what, because it's in between two.
it's a
areas.
very weird piece of property, so yeah.
We have some plans, and we're in negotiation, trying to get stuff done, but
Is it sold? Is it for sale?
no, that's the problem. The farmer wants to sell it, and everything, I guess he's tried, he's been told that town would probably say no.
Right, because it's zoned residential.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'm hoping something good, or
Yeah, me too.
buy some, I don't know, got a lot of
Is it,
work on stuff.
okay.
I like to see it empty.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Exactly. Is it an active listing? Is Falcone,
I think so, yeah.
it's on like an MLS that you
I
can
don't know
see
where
that? Okay, I guess it would have to be,
Probably.
unless he's selling it on his own. Okay, all right, thank you.
So. Anyone else? John?
John Ketchison, 38 Jade Lane. Yeah, Donna kind of beat me to the punch with the slaughterhouse thing. But, so they would need a complete variance or you guys to, I don't know, maybe another property in need of redevelopment or something like that. But that's why we have you guys, to protect us against stuff like that. I mean, that's why we have master plans and zoning and everything else. I mean, if I wanted to build a gas station on my house, I couldn't do it, right? So I just don't
I wanted to
understand.
put a trucking unit in there, we told him, you can't.
Right.
But that's
right.
what's coming at us.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I mean, it just seemed like a weird thing to say, because I mean, that's like, I don't know, to me, it just seems to be like an automatic, you gotta be kidding me, no
Yeah,
way.
well, it is.
So, okay.
It is.
Thank you.
Judy?
Judy Liptak, 47 Kyle Drive. My statement this evening is solely my opinion and not that of any other organization. Tonight, I'd like to speak to this council about public safety. There seems to be an increasing amount of solicitation occurring throughout town. More and more people are going door to door to sell solar, windows, roofing estimates, asphalt. This increased foot traffic within our neighborhood is becoming not only a burden, but a safety concern when strangers are invading our neighborhoods or our children are playing and seniors are living. More of these solicitors are coming through neighborhoods during the day when people are working. They could be casing our neighborhoods to find patterns and to see who is an easy target. Recently in my neighborhood, there was a home break-in, and it was during the day when everyone was at work. In the past, I've asked every solicitor who has come to my door for both an ID and a permit, and every time they were unable to produce those documents for me. After that time, I called the police each and every time to report it. I've since stopped this practice as I've become increasingly concerned for my own safety when I'm asking for this documentation and calling the police, because these solicitors are challenging me. And I feel unsafe because the police then come and they know I'm the one who called. So I stopped. So I asked this council, is there an ordinance against solicitation? And if not, I asked the council to please consider adopting one, because in this day and age with social media, there's no need for anyone to have to go door to door to get their business. It's not safe for anyone. If we do not have an ordinance, if we do have an ordinance, how as council can you do a better job informing the public on ways to deal with the solicitors and how to better prevent them from being in our neighborhoods? Often, I see cars or vans dropping slews of young men into our neighborhoods. They communicate via a phone or walkie-talkie. I've seen them use these devices to warn others when I have called the police. At one time, ironically, one of these cars parked right in front of my house to disperse their sales force upon our street. It is unnerving having strangers come to our door in the early evening when it's getting dark. It seems there is a wide range of times they have been coming. Weekends, weekdays when people are at work, in the evenings and early mornings. I urge this council to consider a safety campaign to stop this unsafe practice and to inform the citizens of Lopatcong how they best can protect themselves. I got increasingly concerned when I recently was away on vacation and got a phone call that a house was broken into in my neighborhood. So, of course, thinking, great, my house is, yes, I have cameras. Unfortunately, that home did not, so you can't help but think they were cased. Someone was in the neighborhood, noticed they're gone, timed it, watched it, noticed they didn't have cameras. So I hope this council can please do something about the solicitation. Thank you.
Do we have anything for soliciting?
Yeah.
We have an ordinance, yes.
As long as they have a license, they can do it.
Was it?
But they don't, that's what I'm saying.
Well, then the chief sends somebody out and they go.
Right, so is there, I guess what I'm asking then is if we do have an ordinance, how can we kind of inform the public a little bit better? Because you see it posted all the time on social media, so-and-so was at our door soliciting, da-da-da. Well, maybe if there's some way we can communicate.
I think the chief
say,
has something to
call the
say.
police, call the police.
Yeah, Judy, I think you bring up a valid point, and we can put some information out on social media
Yeah.
to inform the public on what to do if they feel somebody's unlicensed and at their house.
Yeah.
But we'll come out and investigate that
Yeah.
and take care of it.
And every time I called, everyone has been extremely accommodating, asking me descriptions, what direction they were going, and that's wonderful. I
I'll tell you
appreciate
now that any solicitor that gets licensed in the township comes across my desk.
Right.
Right now, I don't believe that we have any active permits for solicitation.
Yeah.
So,
And they're coming, I
if
just
you're-
had someone this weekend.
You are the eyes and ears for the police department as general,
Public, right?
the public. So we appreciate the phone calls and letting us know when this is occurring so we can resolve it.
I think if we push a campaign like that on social media, we get people to do it.
We'll certainly push some information out there.
Okay, thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Ernie Gallant, 245 Aurora Street. I have a question about the ordinance number 2025-07, chapter 243. It says you amended the definition of alley. How exactly was that amended? I mean, my understanding of an alleyway is that it's just like a street, it's under the responsibility of the township. Has that changed at all?
If you'd like me to.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so the reason it's come to our attention is that, basically the alleyways, in Delaware Park and in other
Yeah.
portions of the township, some of the homes have a front yard and a rear yard that's faced by an alleyway.
Yeah.
So the intention of the ordinance, I don't know if the text of the ordinance has been released, it's probably public now, is to reclassify a property frontage that either a side yard or a rear yard that faces an alleyway is going to be considered a side yard or a rear yard from a setback perspective.
Okay.
So it's not changing the ownership of the alleyways that are, publicly accessible.
Okay.
As, for Aurora Street. But it's going to sort of alleviate some of the difficulties with, the historic development that's occurred, prior to zoning.
Yeah.
So it'll help individuals that want to reconstruct a shed or a
Okay.
fence or a garage that might be facing the alley. You're not going to have to come before the planning board, or the zoning board, to get a variance to reconstruct something that's been there already for so long. So this way it'll alleviate some burden
Okay.
on the public to get zoning permits when they need to.
Okay, but just, I was just concerned it's still under control of the township.
Yes.
Treated as a public road, okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Pam Thomas, 6 Wordsworth Lane. I do need to start to say that anything that I say to you tonight is from me as an individual, and I'm not representing the school board in any way here tonight for you. I would like to remind the members of council that while some of us do sit on our local school board, when we come to this meeting, we are tax-paying citizens. I'm not sitting here as a school board member, and none of the other people that sit on that school board with me are in this meeting as school board members. The only people from the school board that are allowed to talk to you as a representative piece would be our president. That's in our school policies. So I would just like to remind you of that, and I understand that maybe it gets hard that you can kind of look and say, oh, that's a school board member, and think that what I'm saying to you represents that, even with the disclaimer that we all need to say. If one of you were to come to our school board meeting, unless you want to identify and say, I'm the mayor and I am speaking to you on behalf of council, if that's what you're permitted to do, then we would listen to you on behalf of council. I would listen to you on behalf of council. But if you just come and you say, I'm Mr. Right, and I have this concern, I have to think that as an individual, you have a right to say that as I sit on that board. And I just would like you to keep that all in mind. It's a discussion that we are currently having and trying to say, do we have a right to come? Do any one of us have a right to come here and speak? And as an individual citizen, that's my First Amendment right. Just because I sit on one board doesn't mean that I can't come and speak to you as a citizen. We come here, I think any one of us, I think I come here because I am a caring individual for my community. I wouldn't sit on that board if I didn't feel that way. I wouldn't come to this meeting if I didn't feel that way. And I just wanted to remind you of that. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none?
Mayor, I'd like to make a comment.
Sure.
I'd like to respond to Mr. Bruce. So, Mr. Bruce, you made a derogatory and negative comment, I interpret it as, when you said to grow a set. You directed that.
I'd like to apologize for that. I intended to apologize for this.
You directed that comment to a council member here.
I'm sorry, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did hear that, but you're going to hear me out too now. And I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, ma'am. You came up here and you eloquently told us that you care for your community. Pam. And well, we're up here too, and we care for our community too. And I don't appreciate a comment that Mr. Bruce makes to a retired police chief in this town about growing a set. That is derogatory. So I just wanted to put it on the record.
When I withdraw it, I apologize.
Yeah, well, you've apologized in the past too, but you still make your comments. The other thing I want to mention to you is, like Councilman Marinelli pointed out to you, is that is directed by state statute where that money goes. Just one other thing, Chief, when your police officers are writing these summonses, are they writing town ordinances or are they writing motor vehicle summonses?
If we're talking about.
The truck, yeah, the truck.
Overweight vehicles, they're being now written on township ordinance.
So correct me if I'm wrong, do we get that money?
That money most of the money comes back to the township.
Comes back to the township?
Yes.
There's your answer. That's all I have, thanks.
My response was that was different than what I learned last month, so I will follow up with Mr. Garcia.
I'm sure you will.
All right, anyone else? Seeing none, have a motion for adjournment, please?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming out, everyone.